What if your life is being controlled without you even realizing it? The strangest rules are often the invisible ones. Most people don't choose their path. They simply follow the footprints left by everyone else. You think you're making your own decisions, but many of your beliefs were borrowed long ago. Your mind repeats hidden rules every single day. Don't fail. Don't stand out. Stay safe. The key to freedom is already in your hands. You just don't believe it can unlock the door. You stay busy, but somehow nothing really changes. Motion isn't always progress. The strongest prison has no walls. It's built from thoughts you never question. Who wrote these rules, and why have you been following them? Every choice feels difficult when invisible rules decide before you do. Today, you'll discover the hidden rules controlling your life and how breaking just one can change everything. The first hidden rule is simple: fit in. From childhood, we're taught that being different is dangerous. Every big dream first meets resistance, not because it's impossible, but because it's unfamiliar. Sometimes one careless opinion is enough to dim your confidence. Fear grows strongest when it goes unchallenged. Many people wear masks just to be accepted. Slowly, they forget who they really are. Following the crowd feels safe, but it rarely leads somewhere extraordinary. One day, you realize you've been living someone else's expectations. Freedom begins the moment you question the rules you've accepted. The first step away from the crowd is always the hardest, and that's when your real journey finally begins. The second hidden rule whispers, "Don't fail." So you never even begin. You protect yourself from embarrassment, but you also protect yourself from growth. Your imagination often creates disasters that never happen. Every day, you choose between comfort and progress. Most people don't even notice they're choosing. Failure isn't proof that you're not good enough. It's proof that you had the courage to try. Every successful person has stumbled. The difference is that they kept moving. The moment you face fear, it begins to lose its power. Replace the word failure with lesson, and your entire mindset changes. Confidence doesn't come before action. It grows because of action. The hidden rules only control you until you decide to rewrite them. The third hidden rule says, be liked by everyone. It sounds harmless, but it quietly steals your freedom. You start measuring your worth by other people's reactions. Soon, every decision becomes heavier because you're carrying opinions that were never yours. When your identity depends on others, you lose sight of who you truly are. You can spend your whole life chasing approval or start chasing your purpose. The moment you stop pretending, you finally breathe freely. Some people will leave when you become your true self. That's not failure, it's clarity. Real confidence begins when your reflection matches your values. The loudest opinions become quiet once your purpose becomes louder. And with every hidden rule you break, you become a little more in control of your own life. The next hidden rule says, stay comfortable. It feels safe, but it quietly limits your future. Your comfort zone isn't a prison because it's locked. It's a prison because it feels familiar. Growth begins the moment you step into uncertainty. Every challenge stretches the person you're becoming. Looking back is natural, but moving forward is what changes your life. Big transformations don't happen overnight. They begin with one small, consistent action. What you patiently nurture today becomes your strength tomorrow. Difficult days are not signs to quit. They're proof that you're moving beyond your limits. The view from the top always justifies the climb. And without realizing it, you've already broken another hidden rule. Every hidden rule begins with a thought you never question. The moment you challenge one belief, its power starts to disappear. Ask yourself, is this really true, or have I simply believed it for years? Fear loses its strength when you stop feeding it. Every new opportunity begins with one decision to step forward. You don't have to live by someone else's rules. You can write your own. Notice something incredible. Nothing is controlling you anymore. The road ahead hasn't changed. You have. Your past shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. This is the beginning of your breakthrough, where your life starts following your rules, not invisible ones. The biggest change isn't around you, it's inside you. The voices that once controlled you are now just background noise. The voices that once controlled you are now just background noise. The habits you once struggled to start have now become part of who you are. Real growth doesn't end with you. It inspires the people around you. Time never waits, but today, neither do you. Every step taken with courage creates a new version of yourself. For the first time, the person in the mirror feels authentic. The gate was never locked. You only had to believe you could walk through it. You're no longer living by invisible rules. You're creating a life guided by your own choices. The invisible rules were never stronger than you. They only survived because they were never questioned. So write your own rules. Choose courage over comfort, action over excuses, growth over fear, and purpose over approval. Every decision you make today becomes the life you live tomorrow. The person staring back at you isn't trapped anymore. They're finally becoming who they were meant to be. Success isn't reaching the top. It's refusing to let invisible limits define your future. When you free yourself, you inspire others to do the same. Your greatest power has always been your ability to choose. One choice, one habit, one day at a time. That's how extreme. So ask yourself one final question. What invisible rule will you break today? Because the moment you stop living by hidden rules, you finally start living your own life. Thanks for watching. If this story made you think differently, leave a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your next decision could change everything.